Hello, and welcome to the Frost Esports Whiteout Weekly Quarterfinals. We got a banger match coming up for you here. I'm Hachimachi. I'll be casting alongside Jay. Hello, Jay.
Hello, Hachi. First match of the day will be featuring Godspeed versus LAN Esports. Not sure if anyone told them, but this is in fact an online tournament. Hachi, how are you doing today?
I'm doing quite well. I'm excited. I'm glad it's not LAN. I don't want to travel. I do wonder, I hope LAN Esports is ready. I hope someone briefed them ahead of time. They did beat a couple of teams online before this game, so I think by now they must be looking around the room, noticing nobody else is in the internet cafe, putting the pieces together. But hopefully they're still having a good run of it, obviously. And how are you doing?
Oh, I'm not doing too bad myself, as a matter of fact. Excited to watch some more Valorant, as since my game is broken, the only Valorant that I get to partake in is whenever I'm watching it and or casting it, such as now. So I have been missing that Valorant itch recently, have not quite been able to scratch it, but that's okay. We're here to cast it today. It'll do for now, I suppose.
I think this will scratch your itch. We've got the one map. It's a best of one because when you got two teams this good, we're gonna know at the end of the map who's going home the victor. We don't need to draw it out. We're playing on Bind, so pretty much standard map at this point. Both teams, I'm sure, will be deeply familiar with it. Nothing too crazy. No fractures, no pearls. Just good old-fashioned Valorant to see which of these two teams will move on to the semi-finals. And now we've talked a little bit about LAN esports. We haven't talked about Godspeed. I want to see if they live up to their name and go fast.
I will say I have seen a lot of Godspeed in the Rocket League side. They are one of the top teams in the APAC South region, so very high standards for their Rocket League team. We will see if their Valorant team can quite live up to those standards, or if the LAN players playing in the online tournament will be able to take the map. But now, currently, we are just waiting on the lobby to get set up. We will get underway shortly.
Yeah, I'm excited for when we do get started. I think it'll be interesting to see, on Bind, mostly what we're looking for. We're going to have some simple defaults. There are usually 4 points of contact, the 2 shorts and the 2 longs. And most fun on the whole map, the thing that Bind is famous for, it's got 2 teleporters. I'm interested to see how these players will use the teleporters. Usually it's more of an attacker's gambit. When you go to a site, you look around and you think, oh boy, there's a lot of people who live here. Maybe we'll try another time. They seem busy. And you decide to go to another site. But I think that's going to be my favorite part of watching Bind. That's always the best part of the map for me, is watching those quick rotates through the teleport after a surprise defense.
Definitely think Bind was one of my favorite maps back in the early days, back when Valorant was just a mere baby of a game. I remember sitting on Valorant and training for hours with Jet, trying to find those creative smokes through the
Ooh,
teleporters, and I did find a few that, obviously I'm no pro Valorant player, so you can tell how well those ended up working out for me, how well that training worked out. But hey, I had a lot of fun with the teleporters. I think they're a really interesting mechanic, especially on that attacking side, having to really look out and make sure that they are utilized, because you can stack a bunch of people in the little teleport room.
yes.
That'll lead to some funny shenanigans that could happen. Just casually open a door and all of a sudden there's 5 players sitting there waiting. We did see that in the previous Frost Whiteout tournament. There were some 5
Ooh,
stacks actually on defense that were very interesting. We were playing on Haven, and I forget
nice.
which team it was, but they 5 stacked B site and just ran through B long and just obliterated the entire offense, and it was very funny to watch. So hopefully I'll get some fun content like that again.
Well, we're going to find out what kind of fun content we're getting now as we are getting into the agent select screen here. And you can see we've got already some unusual picks here. So you'll see on the attacking side, we've already got a Viper hovered but not locked in. Viper is a very standard pick on this map. So is Brimstone. You get the Viper wall to get you into A short, and you get the Brimstone to cut off the backside on A. And what's really surprising to me is that rather than go with Brimstone, it looks like the defenders are going with Astra and no Viper. So that's very unusual on Bind. Although maybe they're going to use the neon wall the same way you'd use a Viper wall. I'm curious what we've got coming out here from Godspeed on the defense. So Godspeed will start off on defense, and that means LAN Esports will start off, obviously, on the not defense. I wish there was a term for that, but we just don't have one yet.
No, we got the defenders and the not defenders. The people trying to prevent the plant and the people trying to prevent the preventers from preventing. You know, pretty simple stuff here. Oh wait, there might be a word for that. Twitch chat. Please feel free to remind us as us casters. You know, these things slip our minds sometimes. The defenders versus the not defenders. The counter defenders, if you will, maybe. I'm not quite sure.
We'll come up with a term for it during the game. We'll let it come naturally, you know? We'll see what feels right. But no, it's confirmed now there is no Viper on, I believe the defenders are Godspeed here. So that's very surprising.
Yes, you are correct. They are the defenders, the not defenders, if you will. No Viper coming out, definitely interesting. As that wall coming in clutch many times on. But we'll see the buy phase coming out. We will see what kind of strategies that will come out from the not defenders on the side of LAN Esports, who hopefully by now have figured out that they are online, having to play with that non-zero ping as the game by phase ending. Looks like we're about to get started, Hachi.
We're gonna get into that first round. You can see we've got a fade lineup coming out on the, I think we're gonna call them the attackers here. I think that's what we're gonna go with.
That's a good name. I like that. I like that.
I'm just throwing it out, seeing what works. But it looks like, yep, LAN Esports start off with a nice lineup here. And as you can see, we've already got a quick teleport out of the defenders. Looking to catch someone there. They do catch someone in that A lobby. And that means the push is going to come through B. Godspeed has already read that, though. You can see a couple Godspeed defenders rotating around to get that flank. Ooh. Oh my gosh, the Neon pick is so strong here for Godspeed. Already getting the attackers a bit worried. Oh my gosh, down to just one. Stuck in hookah. And it's Mav to do it all. They find one.
Is in a good spot.
It made it at least not flawless.
Not flawless indeed. Getting that pick. Looking for another one. Can't quite find it. And now Godspeed finding themselves that early pickup. A great play from Neon there, going around from behind, getting 2 or 3 picks early on. Opening up round number 1 as that pistol round gonna start getting that economy built, be able to make those big boy purchases sooner than the other team as we get round number 2 underway in just a moment.
Finally, some big boy purchases. Very excited to stop these toddler purchases. But yes, as you're bringing up, we do have a bit of a buy here for Godspeed. They're going to use these long-range weapons on long-range angles. Oh, right away, Schlam finds McFly. Godspeed is up 1 player, and they will also be getting this ultimate orb. Going to get that fade or nightfall. And you can see the attackers here are just looking to default. They're going to try to find a pick up a gun, I'd expect, because if they can recover a rifle or a Spectre, they'll be in a much better position than they are right now.
Trying to pick up the pieces of Godspeed, but Nox coming out, going to get 2, leaving only 2 players remaining for LAN, as it looks like they're trying to make that sneaky rotation around, but Godspeed have the angles covered. Sting gonna peek.
Wow.
Does get 1 pick off. Surprise! It looked like Godspeed had that angle covered, but Sting able to get that pick. Now Godspeed rotating in from behind. Sting gonna pick that one up, but KM Lord going to shut Sting's play down. Sting, a really good attempt there, but unfortunately the surmounted offense from Godspeed going to shut that one down. Now finding themselves 2-0 up.
So you 2-0, usual typical Valorant start. Usually you win the pistol round, you win the second round. But now what we're gonna see is the bonus round, and I'm excited for this one because that means that the attackers here, LAN Esports, have managed they have enough money now that they can buy up the full guns, the rifles that you'd expect, but they'll be going against the weaker guns that Godspeed have saved into this round. So if you are Godspeed, I think success on this round looks like getting 3 players and maybe preventing a plant. If you can get 3 kills and prevent a plant, you're in a great spot. But if they can't do that, then I think they're going to find a much more even game on their hands. So here we go, get into sight.
Actually have a very interesting bit of lore here. So I messaged the owner of Godspeed, the organization, asking if he was watching their Valorant team. He responded, we don't have a Valorant team. So I find that quite interesting, as one pickup's gonna come out here for the false Godspeed, not actually Godspeed, as pickups back and forth, going to narrow it down. One player remaining in hookah, but a pickup there will go in favor. Now just a defuse on the spike, and well, it seems like we have some frauds on our hand, Haji.
It does, yeah, it certainly does. And you know what? I think Godspeed, the owner might have a Valorant team on their hand after this. They've got a 3-0 lead, and they're looking pretty good in this best of one, even though they've got no Viper.
No Viper, but still finding so much success on defense. We'll have to see how they perform on the attacking side, but yeah, maybe I message Odin and just be like, hey, you know, these guys might be using your name and your logo, but hey, they're not bad. You might need to consider picking them up.
I'm very curious to see how they're going to get onto sites. I think they're going to use the neon wall, but we're 9 rounds away from that. So let's focus on the attackers that we've got. Their economy is in a bit of shambles. Land Esports just on Sheriff's, a Chico round, and it looks like they're going to be leaning A. They've got 1 player over on that B site trying to show presence, but 3 have been detected on A. Oh! McFly finds an early pick, and Mav follows up with the TP kill. Some trades coming back here for Godspeed. And I think 7th is probably calling out, hey, I've got the whole B site. I'm in their spawn. With only 2 players left, I don't know if it's going to work out for them, but I doubt they're going to expect 7th to be this deep in CT. It looks like the plant will go down.
7th, holding this angle, playing so cautious, as Elp going to get the spike planted. Spike is now down, now in the hands of Godspeed. 7th, playing so patiently, gets that first pick, and catching Godspeed out. Now comes out, can get the second pick. And
this is huge.
That's such a big play. That patience there, not just shooting on the first one, waiting for the second player, rotate in, getting that second pick. It's now Taiga, last remaining, is on site. Fake defuse, gets flashed though, but is able to pick up the first one. As Elp not able to get it. Now we find ourselves in a 1v1 situation, getting half of the spike.
Sticking the defuse,
looking for the whole one. Ninja defuse does get it, and when LAN Esports found themselves in such a good situation, the Ninja defuse coming out from Taiga. What a clutch play to put them up 4-0.
That was really impressive by Taiga. I mean, the 2v1 is already, you know, obviously hard. It's harder than a 1v1 by an entire one. But the Seeker coming out on the side of LAN, I really thought that was going to be it for Taiga. They were wrapped up. They knew where Taiga was. It was going to be an easy pick there. But just, they couldn't quite get the kill, and they didn't believe, even at the end, you could see Elp didn't believe that Taiga would just sit it in the Viper's snake bite there. But that's pros don't fake, as they say. Let's see, a couple pros. They're just defaulting now, looking to get some economy underway here, build up their money. They all have rifles on the side of LAN Esports, and this time they really want to keep them. It makes it a lot easier to not defend when you've got rifles. Being very cautious around these corners. Now what I'm
Esports.
Oh yeah.
I was just gonna say they're very spread out right now. One thing I wanted to mention. They
Yes.
haven't quite committed anywhere, as the clock not quite in their favor at the moment. We do see them favoring B, but still they are very spread out.
Yep, and that first pick going the way of LAN Esports is a good sign. Having shower control is very important on Bind. It allows you to put a lot of pressure here on this A site. Now what I'd expect to see is a Viper wall going down to secure the A short, and then the players coming out of showers. You can already see the brim smokes I was talking about to cut off back site on A. You can't really cover the plant spot while these smokes are down. Not sure why McFly threw the gun away there, but hopefully they recover it. Ooh, a fight in U-Haul that goes the way of Godspeed. That's the first fight this round that's gone their way. They need a couple more. But it looks like Ty is trapped here.
Ty trapped indeed. Isn't going to pick that one up. Godspeed going to... Oh, it looked like Godspeed might have had a last bit of breath behind him, but LAN Esports able to close that one out very confidently, and now they find their first round.
Yeah, finally on the board, and that money is starting to add up. And this time, I think they forced Godspeed to take an eco round. A couple of light buys here, but nothing too extravagant. It's going to be rifles on the side of the attackers. Maybe they can put another round on the board here. We can go into a 4-2 scoreline, which will be a little bit more of a comfortable position, I'd say, for LAN Esports. We got that same default that you were talking about before, really spread out and being very respectful of Godspeed, who are extremely disrespectful, teleporting immediately, getting the Neon ult out, and finding a pick.
Taiga getting that one, but staying an instant response, taking down Taiga and one more. Now LAN Esports, it seems like after they fix their economy, they're gonna start heating up a bit. Ty gonna pick that one up on map G though, as now the playfield getting a little bit more level. Ty hiding in the smoke, trying to find another cheeky pick, but we'll see Elp and staying in, working together. They are gonna pick up Ty. And LAN Esports, they had a slow start, but it seems like once they got their economy figured out, they've started to find a lot more success.
Yeah, agreed. Oh, and now they know that the chamber with the ult is somewhere around.
Ooh.
Position given away. Mox is looking for one more, but the pressure is on Mox to defuse this spike. That Brim Molly comes out. The Viper lineup is a little bit wonky, unless it was supposed to clear out behind box. But you know what? Who needs lineups when you got a crosshair placement like that? Elp finds the last one, and a second round for LAN Esports. And I really want to highlight Sting coming out of that round. Two huge picks right at the start. The Neon and the Sky on Godspeed, that's really what opened the round back up. It was looking a little wonky there after the TP Neon ult, but they recovered it nicely. Found a second.
That response that you're talking about, so crucial, because Taiga did get that early pick, but the instant response taking out Taiga and another player, swinging the round back into LAN Esports' favor, as it looks like we're seeing a bit of an A stack here. Definitely, it looks like they're trying to play a little bit more offensively, getting rid of that default strategy. Maybe perhaps a sign of confidence, as it looks like they're about to push side now.
It does. Oh, and they find one. Do they expect the chamber here? No, and Mox makes it pay off. A one and done position, just like chamber's made for. Schlam also finds a pick in Hookah at the same time. A much harder job for LAN Esports in this 2v4. Oh, Schlam finds another, but can't quite get the pick. Wow, Sting finally goes down.
It's a very close play, as Schlam saw just the head of that player in Hookah jump out through the smoke, and it was just a matter of time. McFly gonna try and sneak in on this site, playing very cautiously. Actually gets that shot through the box, but it doesn't connect.
It looks so good.
Awareness play. It looked perfect. It looked perfect, but it does not quite connect. And McFly again gets the pick through the box.
So aware.
McFly knowing
my gosh.
so confidently that there was a player there, has the spike, might utilize that teleporter.
And you can see
off.
KM Lord sitting on the other side of the teleporter is ready and aware of this. So Godspeed have all these angles covered, and Mox finds McFly trying to sneak back in. Wow.
Box pick was insane.
That was wild. To hit that with the chamber ult and then think, they can still be back there. I better spam it out. Unbelievable awareness from McFly there. Even though they've only got 2 rounds so far, this is a much closer than the scoreline makes you think, and the economy is telling that story. Neither of the teams have a bank built up. They're both just round to round, eating hand to mouth here. We'll see if Godspeed can put up 2 in a row, or if LAN Esports is they're going back to their default, which is a little bit more successful than that fast B push. Maybe this is their 3rd round.
And if they have been finding so much success with that default Godspeed, yet to find a great counter for it. See Mox holding this angle, potentially just waiting for someone to get that peak, but LAN Esports so patient in their default, as we see McFly starting to peek. Middle will make contact with Ty, but no trades coming out so far. Both teams playing so patiently. Gonna try and shoot through the box. Pulling McFly doesn't quite get it, but threatens 7th to back out of Hookah, and so far looks like LAN Esports might be favoring a B push here.
I think we're going to see them get towards A. They've got most of Shower's control. Lord sitting in this corner. Might find one. Does. Can they find 2? Not quite. Sting still good for it. And that means Taiga is going to rotate over. The A hit suspected by Godspeed, even though it's a 4v4. And they'd be right to suspect that. Seekers come out to confirm. And as they see those Seekers make their way through Hookah with nothing, yep, the A hit is confirmed. Chamber will be rotating off of B. Might be a little bit too late, though. LAN Esports already on site. They get the Viper's pit down. Basically a confirmed plant here. 7th gets one. Taiga, wow, makes it a 3v3. Viper's pit post plant is so hard here.
That honestly surprised me. I thought, personally, that LAN Esports was going to rotate through middle towards B, but they do stick to A, which is a bit unexpected. But the kill in the smoke from Taiga, and the second pick, too, going to level out the playing field.
That cosmic divide to cut off the sound. They get the defuse for free. Wow. What a round.
That was a great round for Godspeed. They needed something in their favor.
They really did. Taiga, I mean, Taiga came out of nowhere on that round and thought, you know, I actually, it's fun to throw these flashes out, but I actually prefer using my mouse to my keyboard, so I'm gonna click a couple heads, get a quick 3K. You defuse the spike, don't worry about me. That was unbelievable play by Taiga. And it looks like they're respecting it, going over to the B side now, that's for sure.
Perhaps now we will see the B push that I was hoping for last round. Did not quite work as they did favor A, but now seeing as if A did not work, really just Taiga finding those connections at the end of the round after the spike is down. We see Taiga watching Hookah 7th, so cautious, knowing that someone's holding that angle, and Taiga probably the last person you want to peek against, as we do see Godspeed get 2 picks early off. They're going to put LAN Esports in a bit of a tougher situation. Elp going down as well from Schlam, and now a 5v2 favoring Godspeed.
5v2, and the spike is down. They're aware of it. Oh, wow. A lot to do here for Mav. They are looking for the spike. They're looking for an ace. It's a tall task. Let's see if they're up to it. They got a cheeky little position here. They know somebody is in teleporter. A Spectre to their name. As the defenders hunt for them, not quite gonna work out this time. And that's 7-2. A few squats coming in. You gotta keep yourself fit during these games. You know, it's important to stand up, sit down, get that blood flowing.
Lots of running around in game, but not quite as a player. As a player, you're just sitting at your desk, but as an operator, you are having to run around back and forth. Although this map, the teleporter doing a bit of the work for them. As we do see all of LAN Esports, looks like they're queuing up an attack here. Kind of atypical. We're used to seeing their default, but oh well, never mind. It looks like they're spreading out a bit more.
They had me excited.
They had me excited for a second, but it looks like they're going back to that default play. Except they don't have anyone showers. They aren't having anyone cover.
It looks like a B hit to me. It looks like a little bit of fade utility to make the players on A question what's going on. And look at this, 7th has moved into Hookah, trying to hold it a little bit closer to this line. Oh, Taiga, so aware of that position. So good watching that entrance. And the Seekers confirm presence. Taiga goes out for more, but Mav shuts it down. That's big. Now 3v4 against Godspeed. And they really need to keep this clean on LAN Esports. You can see how slowly they're working their way forward. They're giving a lot of respect to these defenders. And unfortunately, they're also giving them a lot of time. We see the Viper wall goes up to cut off elbow. And we've got Fade holding the CT site. Oh. The attackers are on site. Defenders still trying to work their way through. Everyone's clearing every corner. Both teams very, very worried they're going to run into a little rat, a little lurker. Ooh, but the first kill goes the way of Godspeed, tying it up at a 3v3. Lord finds another, a tap on the spike. And it's all down to Mav and Hookah. Can they find another? Lord is sticking the defuse. It looks like it's gonna go the way of Godspeed. It's 8-2. Oh my gosh. And Mox gets the kill.
Mav G had a really good position there whenever the smoke was up, just lurking. However, when the smoke dropped, Mav took so much damage there with so low health, and against 2 players with one of them holding the defuse, so difficult to counter that. Mav just kind of had to poke out and try and commit onto something, but did not quite get it.
No, they just couldn't quite find it that time. And it looks like we're getting deep into the playbook here for LAN Esports. They're aware it's a best of one. They don't want to go home. They're giving up shower. They're giving up long. They're looking towards A short, which I'm very surprised we haven't seen the Viper wall out from them yet. And I think it's because they're aware that Ty has an Astra Star here that will make that wall a lot less useful. But look at this, the Fade Util comes in, the Brim smokes backside, and the Seekers are out to locate the defenders here. Brim ult to clear out even more space. LAN Esports are taking no chances here. They're just taking the A site. The Spike looking to go down. We have 10 players right here on the site. Oh, and now we have a few less. Defenders dropping like flies. It's a 3v1 here. Everything for Ty to do. They find the first. They can't quite find the second.
And a very interesting display coming out from LAN Esports. We've seen them play so patiently, play those default plays, but that big push onto A site, catching Godspeed off guard, gonna pick them up another round, and perhaps we need to see LAN Esports continue the mix-ups, as that one proving to be very successful.
It definitely seems like they have a read on the defense now. I'd say a couple rounds later than they probably wanted to, but if they can make this an 8-4 half, they've got a good chance of at least bringing us to overtime when they're on defense, maybe turning it around. We will see, because again, Godspeed have a very unusual attacking comp, so I'm not sure how that's going to play out. But LAN Esports looking to do the exact same play up A short. The Astra Star goes down, the dog is out, finds nothing, and a Fade ult this time to confirm presence and turn their ears off. When you're hit by that Fade ult, you can't hear anything. So Ty is out here just hoping for the best and getting picked off. Schlam also picked off. Ooh, the first trade back for Taiga, second one for Taiga. They're just unstoppable. They find a third. Oh my goodness. Oh, someone check his PC.
Oh, what a turnaround from Taiga. It looked like LAN Esports had all of the momentum.
Wow.
But Taiga immediately turning it around. Mox gonna pick up the last one in. What a turnaround of a round for Godspeed.
Unbelievable work there by Taiga. Taiga on the Sky. You'd think that Sky was a duelist the way they're getting these kills. Unbelievable work in that half, and even at the end there, I liked 7th positioning, but Mox is remembering a couple rounds ago when Taiga was sitting in CT looking for picks and says, I'm gonna clear this a little bit safer than I usually would, just in case. LAN, though, now with a tall task ahead of them, 9-3 against them, and they're coming into their defensive side. Do you think, so in order for them to get to overtime, they have to win 9 rounds before Godspeed can win 3. Do you think they can do it?
If Godspeed can win 9 rounds in the half, what's stopping LAN Esports? Both these teams so far up in the bracket. They've cemented their spots here in the tournament. None of these teams here for any silly business. They're here to play, as we've seen McFly in the teleporter room. Peek on Mox, an early peek here would be good. Oh, almost finds it.
Oh,
but KM Lord gonna shut that one down on McFly. Picks coming out from both sides as now Schlam, the smoke here, looking to peek out.
wow,
out. Schlam, big aggressive push in. Find that pick. And now, what a good situation Godspeed have found themselves in.
Agreed. Wow, you just don't see that the neon wall used to spotlight players so often, but Schlam really just threw it right at Mav and said, hello, it's just me and you in here. And only one of us is gonna leave. I'd like it to be me. Now, 1v4 here, and Elf finds some damage, but can't quite find players. 10-3 now, and it's probably gonna be a force up here from LAN Esports. They need to find another round, so saving money is not gonna help them that much. I'd expect to see them get what they can. Yep, and you can see those light shields, stingers coming in. Buckies even. They're just trying to grab any gun they think can get them around. And maybe we'll see a turnaround here for the defense, or Godspeed moving on to the semifinals.
It's a bit difficult to find those creative plays on defense as it is offense. And we saw the creative plays from LAN Esports working out so well, but now they find themselves in a really tough situation. Perhaps they should have spent more time on the attacking side coming up with those creative plays, but unfortunately they find themselves in a really rough situation. The neon wall coming out to sneak through sight. Sting.
Spike goes down.
Taiga. Spike down indeed. Sting finds some more, finds himself a bit cornered. Will get some support from 7th, who gets shut down by Schlam. And so many picks coming out on the
You
Godspeed
can't
side.
count him out, though. Sting has already found the only 2 picks here for LAN Esports. That's all he's going to get this round. Trying so hard, gets the spike down, but it's just not enough. We go to 11-3 with an absolutely shattered economy here for LAN Esports. They are able to pick up some rifles due to getting 2,900 for their 3-loss streak here. Or 2-loss streaks, so I guess it's only 2,400. But it's not looking hopeful here unless you're a real believer in LAN Esports. I'm sure we have some in the chats.
Oh, I know we have some in the chat. Where are our LAN believers? Now is where you need to come out more than ever. LAN Esports needing all of the support that
Come on,
they
LAN
can
stands.
The LAN stands as Hachi is going to address them as, but they need to find something, as we do see a default coming out from Godspeed, trying to get those textbook plays in. 7 to move in, the stack coming out, but Ty gonna pick up the first one. McFly, an immediate response. Taiga responding again. Spike
LAN
is
so
down.
deep. Oh, finds 1, finds 2.
Oh,
Can they find the 3rd? No, Mav shuts it down. I don't know if that was a default. We had an attacker and defender spawn there. That's not the default I'm used to. Taiga, oh, takes the knife out. Dude, does a little Jing impression. Does a dance on their body. My goodness, 12-3, match point for Godspeed. And I think the LAN stands now. They're saying their prayers. They're hoping for the best. They're looking at their pictures of Sting on the wall and saying he can do it. I believe we've come back from worse. And it does happen. 9 in a row, not impossible. The economy now evening out a little bit. They are able to get full shields. They have some rifles on the board. And if they can stop this neon wall push that's been working so well for Godspeed onto B, I think they're in a good position. Wow,
and
that's a great start.
Wow. I was gonna say the LAN stands sweating right now. Perhaps not as much anymore, although Camworth gonna pick up 1-7 on the shotgun response immediately. Gonna pick up that Vandal. Big upgrade there. Ty looking for a pick. Gets him up from Schlam. Sting now down, and the response is coming out left and right. Spike down, but still Godspeed so close to that victory. So close, just separating them as Schlam rotating around. You go ahead, Hachi.
And separating them is exactly what Schlam has done. Look at this. They've isolated both defenders, and they're looking to move back to the B site, but Elp is already here in position. They've read this, but they're scared to peek. They're not sure if Schlam is going to check this, and it gives Schlam access to the B site. But look, you can see that 7th has been told what's going on, is already moving back into the hookah position, might be holding CT by the time Schlam gets to site, and Schlam thinks they've been undetected. Oh, it's a horror movie. Now, presence known by both sides, and Schlam is good for it! A 1v1 for the game.
Oh my. Elp gonna be rotating in on this 1v1 Schlam. To take hookah, watch that midfield push. But Elp tries to pick it up. Schlam able to respond. Oh my goodness.
Unbelievable work there by Schlam. A 4K to send them into the semifinals. Excellent work by Godspeed. LAN Esports, honestly, I'm just going to say it. We're all thinking it. It's because it was online. If this was LAN, it would have been so much closer here. Excellent performances by Sting. Excellent performances by 7th. And just a wild neon match by Schlam, who has over 300 combat score here. That's crazy.
Very big showing from Godspeed. Indeed, they will find themselves in the semifinals. That last round, definitely an exciting one, as Elp had the advantage on Schlam, but could not quite connect. Schlam closing it out. But that is all that we have for you guys at the moment. But don't go anywhere, as we will be back with the next match in the semifinals. Another best of one coming your way shortly.